Hello, children. Today we're going to tell you about the story of Balak. Balak was the king of Moab, a nation that lived east of the Dead Sea. Balak heard about all the victories of the Jewish people in the desert, how they defeated the Egyptians, how they crossed the sea, how they beat Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, the king of Bashan, and Balak became very frightened. The people of Moab were afraid and terrified of the Jews. Balak said to the elders of Midian, "This nation will consume everything around it, like an ox eats all the grass in the field." Balak realized that he couldn't defeat the Jewish nation in a regular war. So he came up with a unique idea. Instead of fighting with swords and spears, he would try to fight with curses. Balak sent messengers to a very special man. His name was Balaam. Who was Balaam? He was the greatest sorcerer and prophet among all the nations. People throughout the world knew him and were afraid of him. Balak sent messengers to Balaam and said, "Come and curse this people for me, because I know that whoever you bless is blessed, and whoever you curse is cursed." When the messengers arrived at Balaam with this request, Balaam did not answer right away. He told them, "Go to sleep, and tomorrow I will tell you what God tells me." That night, God came to Balaam in a dream and asked him, "Who are these people?" God knew who they were, but wanted to see what Balaam would say. Balaam told God about Balak's request, and God said to him, "Do not go with them. Do not curse this nation, for they are blessed." The next morning, Balaam said to Balak's messengers, "Go home, because God has not given me permission to go with you." When Balak heard the answer, he didn't give up. He thought, maybe Balaam didn't come because my messengers weren't important enough. So Balak sent new messengers, more numerous and distinguished than the first, princes and high officials of the kingdom. They offered Balaam even more money and honor. "Don't refuse to come. I will give you great honor, and whatever you ask, I will do for you." What did Balaam answer? "Even if Balak gives me a house full of silver and gold, I cannot go against God's command." But then Balaam added, "You two stay here tonight, and I will see what else God tells me." Why does Balaam need to ask again? God already told him no. This shows that Balaam wanted to go, and he hoped that God would change his mind. That night, God came to Balaam again and said, "If the men have come to call you, go with them, but only do what I tell you." The next morning, Balaam got up, saddled his donkey, and set out with the princes of Moab. On the way, something amazing happened. God was angry that Balaam was going. Why? Because God saw that in his heart, Balaam wanted to harm the Jewish people. God sent an angel with a drawn sword to stand in the way. The donkey saw the angel, but Balaam did not see him. In the middle of the field, the donkey saw the angel and turned off the path. Balaam got angry and hit the donkey. Then they came to a narrow place between the vineyards, with a wall on this side and a wall on that side. The donkey saw the angel again and pressed up against the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against the wall. Balaam became even angrier and struck him again. Then, in a very narrow place where it was impossible to turn right or left, the donkey saw the angel and simply couldn't go any further. Balaam got so angry that he struck the donkey hard with a stick. And then the great miracle happened. The donkey started to speak. She said to Balaam, "What have I done to you that you have struck me these 3 times?" And Balaam replied, "Because you have wronged me. If I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you." The donkey answered him, "Aren't I your donkey, the one you've ridden all your life? Have I ever done anything like this to you?" Balaam said, "No." Only after that did God open Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel with the drawn sword. Balaam fell on his face in fear. The angel said to him, "The donkey saw me and turned off the path. If she hadn't turned, I would have killed you and left her alive." The donkey saved Balaam's life. Balaam said to the angel, "I have sinned. I didn't know you were standing in the way. If this is not good in your eyes, I'll go back home." The angel said, "Go with the men, but only say what I tell you to say." When Balaam arrived at Balak, the king came out to greet him with great joy. But Balaam immediately said to him, "Behold, I have come to you." but only what God puts in my mouth, that is what I will speak. Balak prepared great sacrifices, 7 bulls and 7 rams in 3 different places, and asked Balaam to curse the Jewish nation. At the first place, at Baal, Balaam went up to a high mountain and wanted to see the Jewish people in order to curse them. But what happened? Instead of a curse, a blessing came out. How can I curse if God has not cursed? How can I be angry if God is not angry? Then Balaam added a blessing and said, "A unique nation that cannot be counted because they are so numerous and the other nations cannot influence them." Balak was very angry. "What have you done to me? I brought you to curse my enemies, and instead you blessed them." But Balak didn't give up. He took Balaam to another place, to the top of the peak. There they prepared sacrifices again, and Balak asked Balaam to try cursing them once more. But again, instead of a curse, an even stronger blessing came out. Balak got even angrier. If you can't curse them, at least don't bless them. But Balak still didn't give up. He took Balaam to a third place, to the top of Peor. "Maybe it'll work from here?" And Balaam said, "How good are your tents, O Yaakov, your dwelling places, O Israel? They are spread out like rivers, like gardens by the river, like cedars by the waters. Whoever blesses you will be blessed, and whoever curses you will be cursed." After Balak got angry and told Balaam to go home, Balaam gave one more blessing about the distant future, but the story wasn't over yet. Before Balaam left, he gave Balak some advice. If you can't defeat the Jews in war or with curses, defeat them through sin. Balaam suggested that the daughters of Moab and Midian tempt the Jews to sin. More idolatry, and indeed, the Jewish people began to sin with the daughters of Moab. God was very angry and sent a plague, and 24,000 people died in the plague. The plague only stopped when Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, stood up and acted with great zeal for the honor of God. What happened next? And how did the people react? Find out in the next episode.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.